Hello, hello, my beautiful soul tribe family here on cyberspace. A warm welcome to all of you to my channel with me, Nicole Angelica Panzer from Lovme. Just allowing this beautiful frequency to move through us. The sounds of this beautiful tuning fork. And just allowing us to arrive here together in this space. This week for me, when I tuned into the energy of the week on Monday, Sunday evening Monday, was really all about loving awareness for ourselves, loving awareness for another, but most importantly, really just bringing that focus and attention into our own being, our own life, our own situation, and to really take things very gently and slowly this week. And on Tuesday, I posted a quote saying, "Speaking lovingly to yourself daily is a practice that will benefit you greatly." And why would this practice benefit us greatly is because there's already so much trauma, so much happening out there in the world that our body keeps on contracting out of fear of survival in some cases, out of fear of not being good enough in other cases. There are many situations on this planet right now where people can become extremely fearful for their life, for their situation. And fear has never been a good energy to have. Fear is a great energy to have to warn us, to keep us safe, but staying in the fear energy for too long without there being an immediate threat right in front of us is dangerous for our health, for our well-being on all levels of our being, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So my invitation to you this week was to, or is still to, be very mindful with your thoughts this week, be very mindful with your actions, your self-talk, your self-thoughts, what's coming up for you when you're driving the car, when you are sitting at breakfast, when you're coming home from work, whatever the situation is, what comes up for you. And here I invite you to really take 3 situations or 3 thought patterns and write these down. Specifically those that repeat themselves often. And my invitation here is when you write them down, for instance, like, I can't do this. This is too much for me. I feel so overwhelmed. So those are already 3 points that you can write down. And then you can have a look at, this is too much for me. Okay, where does that come from? And it can perhaps be something that a parent had said when you were little growing up, this is too much for me. I'm too overwhelmed. I can't cope with this. It could be a work colleague. It could be a friend. It could be something that you've heard on TV or something that you've been watching. And then really find out, is that really yours? Is that really your sentence? Is this too much for you? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Can you not handle the situation anymore? And really, without judgment, inquire, ask yourself these questions and feel into how it feels in your body as you're asking these questions, and sit with them for a moment. And perhaps you'll realize that actually these aren't even your words that are being spoken. So what you can do is I can't do this, you can maybe say, if I try and if I enjoy it, then I can do it. I feel overwhelmed. Let me do the most important things on my list, write a list of to-dos, and let me see how far I get without judgment, without being hard on myself, and really having this open-hearted space for yourself. And the last one, which was my example, was I can't do this. Can I really not do this? Do I want to do this? Because often it is not about I can or I can't, because we all know that when we put our mind to something that we really want to do, we can do it. It's more about, do we want to do it? So maybe figuring out which one of those it is, if it's either of them or none of them. And then say, I can do this, but actually I don't want to do this. This is not for me. I don't enjoy doing this. And then you can peacefully set that aside. And with the portal yesterday, or the 12th of the 12th, depending on when you're going to be watching this recording, for me was an opportunity to really open up into our heart space. To really be present with ourselves. And I actually facilitated our end of year yoga party, Christmas party last night, and I opened it up with a cacao tasting and just giving so much gratitude to my community here where I'm living at the moment in Scheifling in Austria. For those that are coming to my classes and enjoying my classes, for my one-on-one clients. And it was just such a beautiful get-together of beautiful souls, beautiful being, every single one of them in their own stage of life, dealing with their own things. But as I said last night, looking around in the room, and if we had to strike a conversation of what was bothering us or what weight we might be carrying, I can bet you that there would be 2 or 3 people, if not more, that felt exactly the same way. So in actual fact, we are all walking the same walk. We are all walking the same journey. We just have different outer shells that we are able to use in this lifetime, that we are able to function in this lifetime. So if you want to function at the best of your ability, then we need to treat ourselves with love. We need to treat ourselves with kindness so that we feel safe in our own environment. Because when we feel safe in our own environment, we can judge other environments so much better. We can see and we can really feel into our body when we go somewhere and it's all of a sudden you're getting goosebumps, or you're feeling like your body is contracting a little bit, and it's like, okay, wow, why am I feeling this strange feeling in my body? And then you can take note of the people around you or the situation, and you can actually say, you know what, I don't feel good here. I'm going to remove myself from the situation. So really starting to become lovingly aware of yourself, lovingly aware of your thoughts and your feelings and your thinking, lovingly aware of the situations that you find yourself in. And then leading up to the 15th of the 12th, which is the Sunday, is the full moon in Gemini. And what is Gemini? Gemini are the twins. So it's the duality. And as I understand it, and as it resonates with me, is that there's the light and the dark. We all have a lightness in us, and we all have a darkness, a heaviness in us. And And these complement each other really, because we cannot only live in that lightness of being, and we cannot only live in that darkness of being. So to have these two beautifully mold together, for me, I always say in my classes and to my clients, it's almost like a yin and yang. You have a touch of darkness in the light, and you have a touch of light in the darkness. So my invitation to you for this Sunday also is for the 15th of the 12th, and also leading up to the day and days thereafter, to really write down the things that you don't so much like about yourself, things that still bother you about yourself, perhaps the way you react to certain things. Perhaps it's actually things in other people in your immediate environment that ick you, that grate you, rub you up the wrong way. And that really is an indication of what inside of me is this person carrying that is rubbing me up the wrong way. And this is something that I'm busy doing at the moment as well, because it's really shown me that every single person that comes into your life, every situation that comes up in your life is something that you've called into your life. Even though it might be a friend of a friend that you've met, and every now and then you see them when you come to gatherings and you're already like, oh my gosh, no, I really don't want to see this person. But what is it in you that that person is grating? So just a couple of things to reflect on, a couple of things to sit with maybe this week. And just remember that whatever comes up, allow it to come up gently, allow it to come up, hold it with love. Really create that container for yourself, so that you can start to feel safe in your own world, no matter what the circumstances is, because we all create our own, I wouldn't say our own world, we all create our own situations, and it always brings up that which we need to learn or experience. So, and I'm sure you've heard this saying a lot, it's not how you react to the experience, it's what you do with it. I've heard that a lot this week, and it really, really is resonating very deeply with me right now in the work that I do. So I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed week ahead. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy the full moon coming up. Really, if you can, take some time out to feel into your own dualities. Don't look at other people's stuff. Other people's stuff is other people's stuff. Look at your stuff. I always say, when people get too involved in my life, I always say, there is enough for you to sweep on your own front doorstep. Stop sweeping on mine. I'm busy sweeping my doorstep. So, I think that if anything, let's try and be kind to each other. Let's accept each other for who we are, how we are, no matter how we get triggered. The trigger lies within us. If another person gets triggered, it has nothing to do with you. It's what you present for them, to them, that is triggering them. So I also just wanted to pull a card from the daily guidance from the Angels Oracle card deck, from Doreen Virtue. I know she's not doing this work anymore, but these cards have saved me for so many years, and I just love working with them. And I have many card decks, but this is the one that was calling out to me today. And I just wanted to pull a card for the collective to see if there's a message for us today. And oh my gosh, how's that? I didn't even feel that. Oh, bless. And it was upside down. Child. So for me, when cards are upside down, then they have a significance, an importance to them. So the other two cards, Okay, so I'm just going to read these to you quickly, and then I'm going to put the description in the notes. The first one is the child. You care deeply about children, and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. So how appropriate is that again? This week of love, this week of intentionally looking within, yes, also looking at our inner child and maybe giving our love and attention to the children around us that's so desperately needed right now. Our time, our energy, our listening ear. And the other message for us this week is creative projects. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion towards your life. Also such a beautiful picture. See the angels carrying her sounds, the energy coming down from above. These pictures often give me a clearer message than the message itself. So allow what comes through for you to resonate with you. And then the last message is heart chakra. I mean, you just don't make this stuff up. It's unreal. Love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is the center within your physical being, attuned most to love. It's safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand by with perfect protection and guidance. I mean, this is just such a beautiful way to end off this little share. So sending you all so much love. Love yourselves, love your neighbor, love everybody that comes into your life, whether they are shouting at you, whether they are mean to you, just exude love out of your being. I'm sending you all so much love. Ciao for now.